Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Make sure you download our free mobile apps available on Apple and Android. We've got some good news, folks, coming from the White House. The White House, or Trump, is said to draft a plan for the U.S. break from Nafta. This is good news. President Trump is likely to sign an executive action formally withdrawing the U.S. from the North American Free Trade Agreement, according to a senior administration official, a move that would set the stage for renegotiating the deal with Canada and Mexico and fulfill one of Mr. Trump's major campaign promises. In recent days, the White House has announced that it will impose tariffs on Canadian lumber and asserted that Canada has treated the American dairy industry unfairly. It was not clear what the language of the order would be or what steps would come next, but such a move could start a required 6-month negotiation period for withdrawal, during which time talks on renegotiation could be pursued. The drafting of an order was first reported by Politico. The accord, which came into force in 1994, vastly redefined the trade relationships among the three countries, dropping or phasing out tariffs on a vast array of goods. It reshaped the auto industry in particular, with American automakers increasingly turning to Mexico for parts and assembly. This is good news. This is really good news. Now, as to what we're seeing from Trump, this might explain a bit. As I said to you all, we're going to report when he does something good, and we're also going to report when he does something wrong. He's been doing a lot wrong lately, hasn't he? He's flip-flopping continually. Well, this might explain why. We've seen Bannon begin to get pushed out. We've seen Kushner step in. In a battle for Trump's heart and mind, it's Bannon versus Kushner. Thick with tension, the conversation this week between Stephen K. Bannon, the chief White House strategist, and Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law and senior advisor, had deteriorated to the point of a breakdown. Finally, Mr. Bannon identified why they could not compromise. According to someone with knowledge of the conversation, here's the reason there is no middle ground. Mr. Bannon growled, "You're a Democrat." There is a globalist in the White House. His name is Jared Kushner. He's also happened to be, with Ivanka Trump. So we see this is unfairly cited, the nationalist ideology of Stephen Bannon, which so far, most of the time, is pretty decent. But then you have the globalist ideology of Kushner, who I would argue has more weight than Bannon, because of one reason, that he's family. You have to realize that Trump is responsible for this duo. Trump is the one who's making decisions, not Bannon, not Kushner. It is Trump who will make the final decision. So whatever Trump does, we can look at who planned it. We can look at where the dirt, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, Trump still did it. As I said to you all, when Trump does something good, we're going to report on it. And I hope he does. I really hope he does. I really hope we can see a massive change in America for the better. But this flip-flopping, this no middle ground, it's going to be extreme for a long time. It's going to cause a massive division in this country. The schism within Mr. Trump's perpetually fractious White House has grown in recent weeks, fueled by personality, ideology, and ambition. At its core, Mr. Bannon, the edgy nationalist bomb thrower, suddenly in the seat of power, and Mr. Kushner, the polished, boyish-looking scion of New Jersey, S-C-I-O-N, and New York real estate. Even as Mr. Kushner's portfolio of responsibilities has been expanding, Mr. Bannon's in recent days has shrunk with the loss of national security post. The escalating feud, though, goes beyond mere West Wing melodrama. The sort of who's up and who's down scorekeeping that typically consumes Washington. Instead, it reflects a larger struggle to guide the direction of the Trump presidency, played out in disagreements over the policies Mr. Trump should pursue, the people he should hire, and the image he should put forward to the American people. On one side are Mr. Bannon's guerrilla warriors, eager to close the nation's borders, dismantle decades of regulations, empower police departments, and take on the establishment of both parties in Washington. On the other are Mr. Kushner's Democrats, an appellation used to describe even Republicans who want to soften Mr. Trump's rough edges and broaden his narrow popular appeal after months of historically low poll numbers. In the middle is Mr. Trump himself, seemingly torn between the two factions, titling one way or the other depending on the day, or even the hour, while he seeks to recapture momentum after a series of defeats in Congress and the courts, as he did throughout his career in business and entertainment. Mr. Trump plays advisors off one another, encouraging a sort of free-for-all competition for influence and ideas within his circle, so long as everyone demonstrates loyalty to him. You see, there's a problem with this. It keeps all sides happy at all times. When his main support base starts to grow, well, hang on, what's going on here? This isn't the Trump we elected. They switch it back to the nationalist ideology. You see how it works? You see how it works? We must be very careful of the stage that they are playing on. Remember, he is a reality TV star. Keep that in mind. That's all I've got for you. God bless and carry on. We are under attack. The mainstream media is getting desperate. The old media is dying. And they're not going anywhere without a fight. We must weather the storm. We have something they don't. You. We need your help. Become a member of the Christian Truther for $1.50 per month, using the discount code in the description to support us in this fight, and get access to all of our unlimited content. God bless you, and thank you.